Psalms 41, 43, 44. They're next. Here's 41. This one has two parts. How blessed is he who considers the helpless. YHVH delivers him in the day of his trouble. Them. Their trouble. YHVH will protect him and keep them safe. They, how blessed are they? Not really how blessed. Blessed are they who consider the helpless. Blessed are they who help the helpless. Helpless. YHVH will deliver them in the day of their troubles. YHVH will protect them and keep them safe. They will be called his blessed on earth and not give them over. Let me bring this down. That word space kind of, or that page space kind of plays with the text there. Give them over to he will refresh them. He will heal them. Upon their sickbed. He will heal them upon their sickbed from their illness. He will restore them to health. Okay. This is going to be one of them that could be out. Oh, this one here. This one is from a king. Well, I have it, or I have it noted as a king. Okay. Don't need the word "and" there. I was kind of reading it because this is the king that was sick and about to die, and then the Creator told the prophet to come back in to him or go back to him and tell him he will have 15 more years. Now my enemies speak evil against me, saying, when will he die? My enemies speak evil against me, saying, when will he die? For his name to perish, for his rule to end. to end, or is ruled to end, is ruling to end, ruling, RNG, to end. They gather by wickedness. They gather together, they are wicked. They gather by wickedness. They gather together for wickedness. They gather, this has to be together. Gather together for is it about this? So it would be, then they go outside and tell everyone they hate me. They gather together for this wickedness. Then they go outside and tell everyone they hate me. My enemies speak evil against me, saying, when will he die? For his ruling to end. They gather together for this wickedness. Then they go outside and tell everyone they hate me. Then they whisper together, as they whisper together against me. As they whisper together against me. They say wicked things. They say wicked things are to be poured out upon me. That when I lie down, I will not rise up. As they whisper together against me, then say wicked things are to be poured out upon me. That I not rise up again. Seeing that's 4. I'm trying to cut this into 4. Ask me, saying when will he die? Well, when they say when will his ruling end? I think that would be better. That meets now 4 verse criteria. Because some of those sentences had to go together. They just... Now my enemies speak evil against me, saying, when will his ruling end. They gather together for this wickedness, then they go outside. And tell everyone they hate me. As they whisper together against me, then say wicked things are to be poured out on me. That when I lie down, I will not rise up again. Now even my close friends, in whom I trusted, who ate my bread, are now against me. Are now against me. Why be gracious to me, and let me rise up again? By this I know that you are pleased with me, because my enemy does not triumph over me. As for me, you uphold me by my integrity, and you will set me in his presence forever. Now there was another king, his feet were diseased, and I have to look up that. I have to look up feet. Or okay, that is good enough, but there's two pieces here. So one of them is going to get split, and then, or they're both going to get split like this. And this will go up here. Just something to start with when I go looking for answers. This one, you know, it feels like I gotta put this up here, otherwise I'll miss that. Okay. That's all I can do is put a piece here. Put more space in between there and there. And go like that. Okay. Now I better turn the lights on. That might help. 43. Another short one. Vindicate me. Okay, let's see about the word vindicate. 43. Defend me, judge me, read me, judges a couple hundred times there. Yes, judge me. Judge me, my Creator, as I plead my case to you against the ungodly in your nation. But the ungodly in your nation. Deliver me from those unjust men. For you are my strength, but you have rejected me. Now I walk in sorrow because of my enemies. Send out your justice like sunlight, for your truth leads me. Bring me back to your tent, your place for meeting with us. Well, that. He's looking for, because of my enemies, send out, because they are your enemy, because they are your enemy. Because they are your enemy, send out your justice like sunlight upon them, and bring me back to your tent, your place for meeting with us. Now, sounds like this is a king who's going to go and fight. That's for sure. Okay, now, when I put ungodly in your nation, okay, now you have to remember the stories. And this, if you didn't know, there was a battle among them when they split. Rehoboam went to fight Jeroboam because the way he set up and built this altar in Bethel. So no church should be named the Church of Bethel, by the way, you idiots out there. Then they did let them rout, our Creator did help him rout them. I would have to say Rehoboam is this one. Let me look at the words again and try to judge for me, Creator. Judge for me, our Creator. As I plead our case to you against the ungodly in your nation, and deliver us from those unjust men. That would be the best I could say that this, if any king. Why have you rejected me? Now I walk in sorrow. Let me get back to this. I'm trying to think of who would write this. I guess I have to put it down as an unknown king. Because I'm trying to think of all the battles they had against each other. Now, Jehu, we got one from him. And let me see if this would sound like him. Judge for me, our creator, as I. No, because now, and he favored. I'm going to have to put down an unknown king. And now we have to go to 44. Now this king I've got as Ahab, and I didn't give him a capital K for the simple fact that he was kind of a wishy-washy king. He kind of went with the flow, I guess. When they were evil, yes, I'll go to these prophets, these that are on the other ones. The story I think I've told you is how Elijah, I think, went and told him to gather the prophets that he's been going to, and then we'll sacrifice a bull, I think, or an ox, and then let fire come down from heaven, and that is our true creator. And then when he did see the fire, then he went and said, okay, he's my creator too. Creator, we have heard with our ears, for our forefathers have told us the wonders you did in the days of old. With your own hand you let them drive out those kingdoms, then planted them in their promised land. Okay, and then it's talking about how you cast off East Manasseh, and you sent them into captivity. For by their own sword they did not possess their land. They did not keep their land. This was the promised land that they had defiled by going on to marrying the daughter of another god. And by their own arm they did not save themselves. For by your right hand you did not favor them. You are our king and command victories for our tribes, and we will push back our adversaries through your name. We will trample down those who rise up against us, for I will not trust in my bow, nor will my sword save me. Now will you save us from our adversaries and put them to shame. But you are rejecting us and brought us to our dishonor. Will you not go out with our armies, or will you cause us to turn from our adversary? And then those who hate us will take spoil for themselves. You will give us as rams to be slaughtered, and cast us among their kingdoms. Among their kingdom. This might be from when Assyria came down. Would you sell your people cheaply and not profited by their sale? Profit by their sale. This would mean he sent away his people because they betrayed him. Then you would make us a reproach to our neighbors, a scoffing to those around us. Will you make us a byword among their this would have to be kingdoms, because there were still Chaldeans, there were still, when Assyria come down, they really didn't, I don't think, because there's the Egyptian kingdom, there's be other kingdoms, so yes, there would have to be more than one kingdoms, a byword among their kingdoms, and a laughing stock among their people. All day our dishonor is before me. This would be either losing this part and not be able to defend the rest. My humiliation has overwhelmed me because of the voice of them who reproaches and reviles us. Now at the presence of our enemy, all this will come upon us too, but some have not forgotten you, nor dealt falsely with your promise. Their hearts have not turned from you, and their steps have not deviated from your way of life for us, yet you have crushed them with those. If we had forgotten you, or will you crush those with them, your way of life for us? Will you crush us with those? Not crush, will you defeat us with those? That crush would be okay, I guess. If we had forgotten you, or the name of our Creator, and lifted. We need 12-year-olds to be able to understand the text, and lifted our hands to a strange God. Would not our Creator find us out? For you know the secrets of our hearts, but for your promise, we are killed all daylight long. We are now considered as rams to be. We are now to be considered as rams to be slaughtered. Rise up for us, and do not reject us forever, or hide your face and forget our affliction and oppression. For our hearts have fallen, and will our bodies descend into the earth. Whoops, wait a second. I need to put this somewhere to where I can see if they're all one. Yeah, okay, it's like that. Redeem us by your love for us. I just wanted to make sure it was a 4-verse. It was so long it looked like it was a 5-verse sentence there, or 5-verse group. For our hearts have fallen, and will our bodies. For our hearts have fallen, and will our bodies descend into the earth. Rise up to be our help, and redeem us by your love for us. Okay, now you can know that this is absolutely, they are gonna, this has to be changed. This would be all Israel, the kingdom Israel. I know when I was doing that, I was showing one part and trying to prove what king did this. But this does not sound like him, so this is the wrong king. This has gone on, and they were all evil except for this means he was Solomon's son, the blue, or from Solomon. These other characters stopped from Jeroboam. Say Jeroboam's descendants, and then all of a sudden they're Jehu's descendants. But he's talking as if all this is taken away, because it's way up here is when East Manasseh was lost. Okay, well maybe I better point some of these things out like this. Now this is when East Manasseh, so where's the king? And I was thinking it was this king, but that's not true. I'm thinking now that it's got to be down here. Because see, this is when they lose them, lose everything. They're stopped here. So if they're stopped here, I have to say somewhere it's one of these kings. And the only good guy here is Josiah again. So he's worried about them coming down. Because this sure can't be either of those kings. They're too good. Or when they were coming down and they lost, that's 28 years. So it could be this king. I'm thinking now that I know that this guy lost it, so let's put a red line from here to here so you can see what's going on. This king was still ruling. This king. Jotham? 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 I don't know how to pronounce half these names. So, no, we're on the next one. Sorry about that. King Jotham. A petition from King Jotham. Anyways, remember there was no O in the Hebrew language, so these words are kind of odd today. But that would be his writing, and I'm sure that this has to be, you are casting off you cast off the kingdom of Israel. You cast off the kingdom of Israel. You sent them into. You cast off the kingdom of Israel. For you sent them into captivity. Okay. Now that's, you really have to understand that these words are what these words are: a plea, yes. And he's worried about what's going to happen to him because he's realizing how strong Assyria is. But these guys were good, and there was probably they were good up until the point that all of a sudden they were getting evil, more evil after this point. So I can see that this, if he lost it, well, wait a second. If he lost what I got down here, it has to be down here, so it isn't him. Because I've got down here is when they're all gone. I read that wrong. So it has to be Josiah here. Josiah, I better change that to I feel better now with it like that. Just because I corrected myself on the timeline here. And he has a fear of them coming down. I can't point to another time because these two kings are idiots. Okay. This guy started putting the female goddess images into there. He had them cleaned all that out. And then I know that the prophets were being sent and they kept saying to turn back, or you're going to be gone. And at a certain point, the text says that I'm going to now turn you over to Nebuchadnezzar. But Nebuchadnezzar, those words can't happen because at this time, this would have to be, they're still worrying about Assyria or saying Babylon, but not Nebuchadnezzar. When you figure out Nebuchadnezzar's lifetime, how old he is, and when he was during the years of Daniel in Babylon, you have him add, what, this 30, 40, 50 years, he's over 120, I think, because even all the text that in Babylon means that he was a king at a very early age, like 17, 18, when he actually he fights them here. And then there's a lot of years before the house is rebuilt. See, I got down here, Daniel's 15 or 16 when he was sent to Babylon. And then I know there's no text that you have in your Bible that says when the house was rebuilt truthfully and why they were sent back. But it was there's many references of well, I'm getting off story here, so I'll explain that one, and I did when you want to listen to Daniel's when I get into the explaining Daniel, I explained that it couldn't have been 7 years that he was eating grass. It had to be 3 years just because of his age. and I think I got him dying like at 69, and that's pretty old at that time. It would be rare that they lived after 69 years old. So, but the thing here is I am now here, fine with this king. And I'm fine with making sure that this is the truth. Okay. Now I need to get started on the others. But another king, well, second one from this king.